judicial activism, public interest litigation. इसकी बात कर लेंगे. Now, when we talk about judicial activism and PIL, first of all, we need to understand what is this concept of activism. Who is an activist? An activist is a person who wants radical transformation of the society. Nothing is good. The society needs to be transformed. So, generally, when we talk about the pattern of governance in India, since 1952, why 1952? Because the first general elections we can say we had got the first elected government. Now, if we analyze the pattern of governance, we can come across three phases of governance. These things may not be bookish. The first phase was from 1952 to 1966. This phase can be termed as the bureaucratic phase of governance. During this phase, we had started the nation building process, and our bureaucrats, basically, who were appointed as the ICS officers under the British regime, because of their training, they had become experts in the policy making and the policy implementation process. No doubt our leaders had the vision, had the far-sightedness, but they were dependent on the bureaucracy for the formulation of the policies and the implementation because of their technical know-how. It was during this phase that bureaucracy was given lot of respect by the politicians also. And it was this phase when the bureaucracy was termed as the steel frame of development. Then after that, when we talk about the second phase, the era that we can take is from 1967 till 1980. This phase may be termed as the judicial review phase. And if you remember, we had discussed that 1967 was a benchmark year, and from 1967 we saw a typical judicial behavior, that is, law made by the parliament and the judiciary reviewing the law. And for the first time, it was in the Golaknath case, the Supreme Court held that the parliament has no power to amend the fundamental rights. After that, we had the Keshwanand Bharti case. The impact of that case can be visible even today. And then we had got the Minerva Mills case. So these three cases, basically, the cases that I told you, that is the Golaknath case, the Keshwanand Bharti case, and the Minerva Mills case, they dominated. That is why this phase can be termed as the judicial review phase. And when we talk about the third phase, that is 1980 onwards. See, there has been a general feeling among the people that the executive and the legislature have failed to discharge their responsibilities. And you see that nowadays the judiciary directs the government to measure the quantum of rainfall. It directs the government to take steps for the rehabilitation of the displaced person. It issues directions to the state to protect the interests of the vulnerable sections of the society, like the child labor, bonded labor, prisoners, women, transgenders, etc. It directs the government to take steps for a clean environment. It interferes in the affairs of the sports bodies to streamline its working. It gives directives or to the state for providing shelter to the shelterless. It orders CBI probe into scams and scandals. It initiates social and religious reforms, and it also interferes in the elections also by initiating electoral reforms. And the judiciary has stopped short of imposing taxes on the people. And it is being said that we are living in the era of judicial activism. This is the concept of judicial activism.